Welcome to the WION podcast.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Get ready to explore something, well, truly fascinating with us today.
Yeah, today we're diving into the world of butterflies and moths, and specifically a really remarkable discovery about their DNA.
Okay, well, let's unpack this because,
Yeah.
wow, scientists have found something pretty astonishing.
Uh-huh.
It seems that despite, everything changing on Earth, the basic genetic toolkit of butterflies and moths has stayed incredibly stable.
Yeah, get this, over 250 million years.
250 million. I mean, think about that. Continents move, climates shift drastically,
Right.
but their core genetic instructions, they sort of barely changed. That level of stability is just, well, it's hard to grasp.
It really is. And what's fascinating is how they figured this out. Researchers looked at the genomes, the complete genetic codes of more than 200 species.
Okay, 400 different kinds.
Exactly. Moths, butterflies, the whole group. And they found these 32 sort of ancestral chromosomes. Think of them like the original chapters in their genetic book.
Ah, so like foundational building blocks.
Precisely. They're the basis for the vast majority of species we see flitting about today.
So they've peered deep into the genetic code across all these different creatures.
Yeah.
What was the main goal there? What were they trying to understand?
Well, the big question was about their success, really. Why are there so many different kinds of butterflies and moths? Lepidoptera.
Right, the diversity is huge. Way more species than mammals, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, about 16 times more. And Professor Mark Blackster, one of the senior authors, he was just astonished.
I bet.
He said their DNA basically records this incredibly deep history, letting them trace back to a common ancestor that, remarkably, had this very stable genome.
Which brings up that contradiction, doesn't it? How do you get this explosion of variety, all the colors, patterns, sizes,
Yeah.
from a genetic foundation that stayed so consistent for so long?
That's the million-dollar question Charlotte Wright, the first author, pointed out. How does biodiversity evolve like that? What's the secret sauce for this group? I mean, they make up, like, 10% of all described species.
Wow, 10%. Okay, so it's not just an ancient history lesson then. Understanding this stability, it sounds like it could be really important right now.
Oh, absolutely. It has major implications for conservation.
Because butterflies and moths, they're indicators, right, of ecosystem health.
Exactly. And we know their numbers are, well, declining rapidly in many places. This kind of research, understanding their fundamental genetics, could be crucial.
Crucial how? Like helping us figure out how to protect them better.
Potentially, yes. If we understand this ancient, stable foundation, maybe we can better grasp what makes them vulnerable today. Professor Blackster even compared it to mapping the human genome for many of these species. It's the first time their full genetic map is...
Stability held over vast geological time.
A remarkable genetic consistency.
And knowing that might just give us the tools we need to help them face the challenges of, well, our rapidly changing world.
That's the hope. Understanding the foundation helps us figure out how to support the structure,
Stay tuned for more such intriguing stories to come.